Once again, we'll just ask you away from the microphone if you'd like to ask a question to help for our training.
Okay.
Take on notes, guys.
How do you balance the event scene that this is going to be against the game that has to be played and the 2 points that are up for grabs?
You know what? I think in an 82-game schedule, having these 2 games, starting with the one for tomorrow, the one tomorrow, and then the one on Wednesday is real good for our group. It's the game on the ice will stay the same if the conditions are not what they were today. But if the conditions are just a little bit of cold and there's no snow and then the ice is good, then what you're going to see on the ice is a real good hockey game. And I think for both teams having the opportunity to play outside and play in front of great fans is going to be real exciting. It's a great time in the schedule. 82 games sometimes can be a little bit challenging. This is a different atmosphere, different environment. But as far as the sheet of ice, the 200 by 85, it stays the same. It's going to be the same game, except that there'll probably be a heightened sense of awareness and a little bit more excitement out there, and it should be pleasant, a lot of fun for everybody.
Well, when you first came from here, from Vancouver, we spoke about the various studies you did, sleep studies, travel studies. Knowing that there are 2 games here, did you do any analytics for this at all?
Well, you know what? I've watched all the games from the past that have been outdoors, saying to myself, boy, I would like this to happen to me one time. Like it seems like it's a lot of fun. In the past weeks, I've been talking to almost all our players that were on the ice 2 years ago when they played against Philly, and they all said the same thing. I mean, once you're on the ice, if there's no snow, and it snowed, I think, for 5 minutes at some point in the second period. If there's no snow, it's fine. And I guess the conditions tomorrow are supposed to be ideal, except it's going to be a little cool. So let's go. Let's bundle up and let's go. Let's play some hockey.
Coach, you kind of knew in your mind, maybe pictured what it would be like, but when you actually stepped out of the dugout and stepped out into the field and got on the ice, was it more than you thought it would be? I went when I came out the first time. I went up and I sat in the stands to watch a little bit of the Devils practice, and we were just up a little high in a section 100 and something there, and we could feel the breeze. It was a little chilly, but when we put our skates on, went out on the ice, other than the snow, it was fine. So it was everything that I imagined it was going to be. Like I remember these days growing up, coming back home from school, putting your skates on your shoulders, going in that box that was semi-warm, putting your skates on, and going out and playing hockey. And tomorrow 2 points are going to be up for grabs, but I can see this really being really exciting for all the players and the coaches and everybody involved with it.
Coach, you mentioned the 2 points. Does your team have an advantage having so many guys with previous outdoor game experience?
I don't believe so. I think right now, all the teams, everybody's in playoff mode. I mean, you just look at the standings and everybody's there. It's so competitive. It's so hard fought. The fact that we have a few players that have played in outdoor games before might help as far as them stepping on the ice and knowing exactly what to expect. But from being out there today, what I expect is the same thing. Referees are going to drop the puck, and then it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be a hard-fought game by both teams.
Maybe for Kevin Klein, this was his first practice with this team, his first full practice. To be traded in the middle of the season is obviously tough, but did the circumstances for him even make it a little bit tougher?
I'm sure you've asked him the question. What was his response?
A bit tougher.
A bit tougher? Okay, well, I don't know, as a player, when you're coming through a new environment, before you get to know your teammates and, the staff and the personnel, it can be a little bit challenging, and getting used to New York can be maybe a little bit overwhelming, somebody coming from a small little town, but
No, I can just, he comes from Ontario, and he's played outdoors before. I'm expecting the kid to come out of him and just go out and play some hockey. Nothing tomorrow, it's 12:30 game, I'm not coming here tomorrow morning, I'm telling you right now. Are we good?
Just two quick.
Yeah, okay.
Have you decided if Hank will play both games? Yeah.
I've decided he's playing tomorrow, I can tell you that.
And just, the Devils and Islanders are both giving you much trouble. Is there anything common in that thread?
They're both good teams. I mean, they're both teams that play a solid game. Our focus obviously is on the Devils tomorrow, a team that plays a real structured, real hard defensive game. They got some good size up front, and you know, for me, it's like any opponent. If all parts of your game, goaltending, defense, offense, power play, penalty killing, one of those elements is not real sharp, there's a chance it might not win that game. So, you know, we're gonna be ready in all areas of our game. Have to be real good.
Is there any reason to practice here again before the Island?
No. Unless we enjoy the snow that much, but I think I've had my share today. Thanks, guys.